It was the summer of 1983 in Cedar Grove, a small town in Indiana where the 4th of July parade was the highlight of the year. Emily Carter, 19, was a college freshman home for break. Vibrant, ambitious, and adored by her tight-knit community. On July 9th, Emily went to meet friends at the local diner. She never made it home. By the next morning, her car was found abandoned near a county road, keys still in the ignition. The town searched desperately. Volunteers combed through cornfields, rivers, and abandoned barns. Posters of Emily's smiling face were taped to shop windows. Weeks turned into months, and then into years. No sign of Emily was ever found. Her disappearance became Cedar Grove's darkest mystery. Investigators chased every lead. They questioned her boyfriend, college classmates, and even hitchhikers seen in the area. But nothing stuck. Rumors filled the silence. Some believed Emily had run away. Others whispered about a serial predator on the loose. Her parents, Robert and Helen Carter, refused to give up hope. For years, they kept her bedroom exactly as she left it, waiting for the day she might walk back through the door. By the 1990s, the case had gone cold. Files gathered dust. Detectives retired. Emily became more of a ghost story than an active case. But time, as it turned out, was not on the killer's side. In 2021, Cedar Grove police reopened Emily's file as part of a statewide initiative to revisit cold cases with modern technology. Among the evidence preserved from 1983 was a single, overlooked detail: a scrap of cloth found near her abandoned car. At the time, testing it had revealed nothing. Now, DNA analysis told a different story. The cloth contained traces of blood, not Emily's, but belonging to a male. Detectives ran the sample through CODIS, the national DNA database. No match. But they didn't stop there. They turned to the new field of genetic genealogy, the same method used to catch the Golden State Killer. By uploading the DNA profile to a genealogy site, investigators began constructing family trees, tracing distant relatives, narrowing down potential suspects. Slowly, one name surfaced: Charles Bennett. Charles Bennett had been Emily's neighbor in 1983. At the time, he was 28 years old, a mechanic who often waved at Emily's parents and offered to keep an eye on her when she was home from college. He was interviewed briefly during the original investigation but was never considered a suspect. He seemed too ordinary, too friendly. But by 2021, Charles had moved 2 towns over, living quietly in retirement. When detectives confronted him with the DNA evidence, his facade crumbled. He confessed. On that July night in 1983, he had offered Emily a ride after seeing her car parked at the roadside. But when she refused his advances, anger took over. He struck her, panicked, and hid her body in a wooded ravine miles away. For decades, he lived as a free man, attending barbecues, coaching Little League, and passing by the Carters with a smile, while carrying the weight of his secret. Charles Bennett was arrested at the age of 66 and charged with murder. His trial ended with a life sentence, but for the Carters, justice was bittersweet. After 38 years, they finally learned the truth about Emily's fate. In a tearful statement, her mother said, "We prayed for answers for so long. We never imagined the man who pretended to be our friend was the one who took her from us." Cedar Grove mourned anew, but the case left an indelible mark. The past doesn't always stay buried. Sometimes, science gives the dead a voice, and in Emily's case, her story was finally heard. Emily Carter's disappearance haunted Cedar Grove for decades. In the end, it wasn't rumors or luck that solved her case. It was science, persistence, and the truth that refused to stay silent.